Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Dom coming back at you guys again for another video. So today what I'm gonna talk about is an article that I recently read in the Army Times magazine. So I'm just gonna summarize it up. Obviously it's in the Army Times magazine. You can go to armytimes.com and read it, or you can buy the magazine and read it yourself. That's what I did, bought the magazine. So anyway, what they talked about is training soldiers like elite athletes. And I think that's a really good idea, and it's something that should have been looked at a lot sooner. So what's going on is injuries, right? You have injuries in soldiers, and they just all around, of course, they'd always want to make soldiers in itself are athletes, especially with the way like special forces, infantry, armor, a lot of the guys, they train hard and they really want to be the best, the absolute best they can be, right? So they talk about a study that they're doing with basic training and how they got about 4,000 recruits, and right now they're documenting 350, and they saw how well they adapt, their body composition, the bone strength. And one of the things they also bring up is looking at women. If you guys don't know, about 5% of men get stress fractures, but in women, it's about 40% of women take on stress fractures when they're in basic training. And I seen it myself. I was like, whoa. When I was way back when I was in basic training back in 2016, one of my good friends, she got stress fractures. She was also, her MOS was also 09 Sierra like me. So she caught stress fractures and actually got recycled out of basic training. It was so bad, like she got chaptered out of the Army because her hips were so messed up, and she got stress fractures in her hips. And I heard about other women getting stress fractures in their hips, and I know they get them during rucking, right? During rucking, because their lower body isn't strong enough going into the Army. So obviously, you know, lower body workouts and so on and so forth. But 20% of women and 5% of men. That's really, really, really interesting. And they say that women do better that are athletes before they come into the Army, which obviously makes a lot of sense. And so one of the other things they say in the article is how well physical therapists and nutritionists and sports psychologists do for the soldiers. So I think they did like a pilot test, right? They did a pilot test, and it was something like they had a reduction in 43% of soldiers on profile, which is, I mean, like, that's miraculous. Seeing my platoon and the platoon I'm in charge of and seeing my soldiers, I was thinking like, wow, if we can get 43%, not like we got 1 million soldiers on profile or anything like that. Our readiness is A1, by the way, for anybody watching. But I think that'd be good. I think it'd be beneficial. What they want to do is they want to drop down, like, you know, sports psychologists and physical therapists and anything else that has to deal with, you know, physical therapy and exercise, sports exercise scientists probably going to be there too. I don't know. I think that's a major or something. They're gonna drop those down into the brigades. I personally don't think that's good enough, because, I mean, if you take me, for example, in my battalion, in my company, we live so far from brigade. It's like, and battalion, it's like 45 minutes away. How are we supposed to access it? And then can we use another battalions? I mean, it kind of, you know, probably won't work for everybody. But I think it's really good. I think they said they saw like a really big increase, and I think it's gonna really help. So at the end of the day, training soldiers like athletes, elite athletes, I think is great. I think they're taking a monumental step in the right direction, especially when it comes to taking care of soldiers, because that's literally all, that's like that's probably number one on my things. I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think of, how am I gonna take care of my soldiers today? So I think it's really good, especially for anybody entering the Army. They're gonna get the best side of the Army. Another thing that they had done is the OPAT, you know, to reduce injuries. That's why the OPAT was invented. I didn't really even know that. I think it's like, what is it called? The Occupational Physical Assessment Test. I think it's something like that. and it measures if you can, it's something new that they're doing to see if you can qualify for a certain job. Obviously, if you wanted like infantry or armor jobs, you'd have to score heavy, but like easier stuff like 42 Alpha AG jobs and FI jobs, you'd be able to, you know, score like not heavy, like whatever low is light, maybe. I'm not sure. So that's just something that has been brought up, and it's helping. You know, all this new stuff, all the new things that they're doing are helping. Especially with the new PT test. I think they call it 2017 year of the PT test or something like that. I'm not too sure. So anyway, that's just something I was talking about. I think it's something you guys should take a look at. Read the article, Army Times. Probably check out armytimes.com or go pick up the magazine. I think it's extremely interesting. Army Times should probably do some type of online video thing, because not everybody wants to read. They need to catch up with the times, for real. So, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you guys can hit me up on Snapchat at KLOP95 or Instagram at KIDTHNDR2. And like I always like to say at the end of all my videos, don't live the same year 75, 80, 85, 90 times, and try and call it a life. That's Thunder, and I'm out, guys. Peace.